Content marketing. Now we're getting into the good stuff. And these are the organic strategies that don't cost you that much money. And if you do them right, they'll pay off and they'll have great return on investment. Content marketing can come in the form of a written blog piece. It can come in the form of an infographic image, and it can come in the form of a video. And if you're doing it properly, you can have one piece of content that can be segmented into those different formats, which then can be distributed across all of the relevant channels that your customers are on. When we talk about relevant channels that customers could be on, a couple examples are YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Google. We talk about Pinterest. We talk about Snapchat. We talk about Reddit. There are an infinite amount of channels. It's different for every business, but really looking back at that customer persona to identify what channels they spend time on, that's going to coordinate where you should be putting your content. So how do you make great content? Well, it's all about identifying your customer persona and then thinking about what they would be interested in. What kind of questions do they have? What kind of hobbies do they have? What kind of foods do they like? What are they about? And then you think about, okay, how is this relevant with my business? And you start to come up with topic ideas. What do I write about? And it's really different for every single business. Here's a couple examples though. If you're an automotive shop, you could, endless content opportunities. You're talking about all the different problems. You could have a frequently asked questions blog where you literally just answer all of the questions that people have with their cars. When they call you up or when they come in, it's tutorials. It can be how to change my oil, how to change a tire. Great opportunity for content. If you're a hair salon, hair is super interesting and you can do it yourself tutorials. You could do frequently asked questions. Again, those are two really, really easy ways to create content. Frequently asked questions and tutorials. And those are applicable in every single business. Even a restaurant, teach people how to make your food. They're never going to make it as good as you. And if they are making it, every time they make it, they're going to be thinking of you. It's all about branding, and it brings it back to mere exposure, right? So when somebody's consuming our content, they don't have to be in a position to purchase your service or product, but all it is you're building this affinity. You're helping them. You're providing them with value. And the more value you provide people with, the more likely they're going to want to reciprocate and pay you back for it. And so that is the whole concept of content marketing. Okay, so here's a little bit of a strategy for how to build out your content marketing. Start with a large piece. This is your hero piece of content, and it could be a podcast episode, or it could be a long form YouTube video. It could be a tutorial. You could just be talking to a camera, or you're brain dumping on a blog piece. Once you have that one large piece of content, you can then break it up. What are the different ideas that were discussed in that large piece of content? And so what I would recommend doing is I like to start with a blog post, a written piece of content that just lays out a bunch of ideas. Then I take that long form blog piece and then I maybe it's just bullet points, honestly, and I turn on a camera and I just talk them out. I just brain dump out loud what I think about them. And then I try to format that into one long form YouTube video, or a lecture or a seminar, podcast episode, maybe even. And then I take that and I segment it down to the different topics, as I was mentioning earlier. And so if you started with bullet points, well, now you've got all of your different topics. And so you can cut that video into a bunch of different clips and then distribute those onto YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and TikTok. Now, for YouTube is a search engine, right? So people are using YouTube to search for things. They're trying to either learn or get entertained. That's what YouTube is. And so maybe in your big blog piece, blogs are just, papers in general, the format is usually the 5-paragraph structure, right? Intro, outro, and then 3 body paragraphs. Well, those 3 body paragraphs could be YouTube videos, and maybe they're each 3 minutes long, and you're answering a question, a larger topic. It's not as big as the whole paper, but you could put the whole YouTube video on YouTube as a long form, maybe 30-minute long video. But then you can have smaller pieces for YouTube. And they used to have Instagram TV. They don't anymore, but you could also put those smaller 3-minute clips or 5-minute YouTube videos. You can put them up onto Twitter. You can put them on your website. You can use that one large piece of content to segment it down into different pieces. And then you can go even further, right? Because you've got this written blog piece. And so every bullet could be a tweet. It could be the caption for your Instagram post. Better yet, it could be an infographic. If you just grab a image and then put the text of your bullet point over that image, now you have a post for Instagram. Now you've got a tweet for Twitter. This is how we create content that scales. One long form blog post can turn into a long form video, which can turn into 3 medium-sized videos, which can turn into 9 short form videos, which can turn into 9 more tweets, which can turn into also 9 more infographic images. And before you know it, you've got about 30 or 40 pieces of content from one brain dump. If you do that once a week, you've got plenty of content for any business.